Good morning, good afternoon, good night, guys. What is up? It's JoJo, and we are back from our first ever Virgin Voyages cruise on the Scarlet Lady, and let me tell you, it was a crazy time. If you're going on a Virgin Voyages cruise, I definitely recommend you watch this video before you book anything because there are some very big differences from other cruise lines. If this is your first time watching me, hi, name's Jonathan. You can call me JoJo. I've been vlogging my whole first time experience on the Scarlet Lady. Now, we are picking up on our last day, so if you don't really care about my experience, you can skip ahead. I'll leave a time code down below, but it kind of adds to the whole experience of what I'm about to talk about, so let's get into it. Today was my last day on the Scarlet Lady, aka we were going to Bimini, which is an island in the Bahamas. Everyone was kind of hungover because of Scarlet Night, which was a crazy time. You can check out that vlog top right corner. Once I got myself up out of bed from being hungover, I got some breakfast, met up with some friends. One of my friends actually had a very, very interesting night because she ended up drinking a little too much, ended up in the hospital, but she was okay, which meant it was time to go to Bimini, aka Virgin Voyages private beach club. It was pretty sick. Right when we got off the ship, there was transport. We didn't have to walk far at all. They had towels for us, and this island itself is actually a big tourist attraction. People will come from the Bahamas and take boats and travel on their own just because there's a lot of things to do outside of the beach club, including kayaking, fishing, snorkeling. There's even a casino. Right off the bat, it's really cool because this beach club does not cost extra. I feel like every other cruise line I've been on, if there is a beach club on a private island or any island in that fact, it's an additional cost. But coming up to this place, it was awesome. It was beautiful, and it got me really excited to see what this is all about. Now, because this is an adult-only cruise, which I'll get more into a little bit later in the video, we were greeted with a ton of area to just lounge and relax and a bar. Here's a map of the beach club. They do have a VIP area for all the rock star suites, but honestly, I don't think that's necessary. I think half the fun of Virgin Voyages is the fact that you can relax around a bunch of other adults and get to know new people. The beach club itself in size isn't that big, but because you only have one Virgin Voyages ship going to this private beach club in one day, there's enough space for everybody. For me, it's the small things. Like, I was able to get a towel and not have to sign it out, so I never had to worry about returning it and getting charged. Virgin Voyages entertainment is so unhinged and so different and fun, which I will get to later in the video, but we were met with mermaids and dancing lifeguards, and the remixes of the music they were playing, man, it was fire. But you know what's better than amazing vibes and good music? Delicious food. This place did not disappoint. I wish I didn't have breakfast because I wanted to eat everything they had here. Interestingly enough, I actually did back-to-back cruises, one on the Scarlet Lady and then one on the Valiant Lady, and the vibes of the beach club days were very, very different. On my first cruise, there wasn't as much partying, but I ended up running into a bunch of my friends and we had some intense games of volleyball and hung out in the pool, which I'm going to show you right now. But if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because when I come back a week later, it got really insane. My man's trying to get on the floaty. Let's see. All right, round two. Give it one more shot. You got it.
Hey! Yeah! Okay, now this one.
You got this. Oh God. You got this. Go on. He's getting out of the pool for this one. Yeah.
Damn it!
All right. He's laughing at you too. Okay. Okay. Round three. Round three. Come on. You got. Third time is the charm.
There you go. There you go. He's still going backwards. That would have been number 3.
And it's funny because I feel like floats are usually meant for like kids, but because like it's just for adults, like adults, like I don't know, you don't. How often do you see adults just playing with floaties? What are you thinking? Oh,
I'm lime. Oh, I got rid of the lime.
go.
That one was better.
That was it. For what it's worth, though, do you think there's like any way to like majestically get on a floaty?
No, it's made for humility.
Hey, your shorts match it like very accurately. I think this is yours. I think you. Needless to say, we had a really good time at the beach club. A relaxing evening, some friends, some drinks, the water. How can you go wrong? I was kind of sad that our time at the beach club was over, but the drive back was so scenic and beautiful. I was enjoying the ride. One thing I love about cruising in general is the fact that you get to meet so many different people from so many different backgrounds, cultures, but specifically on Virgin Voyages, I think because it's an 18 plus adult only cruise ship, all the adults are kind of happy to take time for themselves and have these conversations. I feel like when I do meet new people on other cruise ships, it's more of the younger crowd or the really older crowd, but the age range of like 30 to 45, 50 are usually invested in their family. But there was something about the vibe on this whole Virgin Voyages ship, the Scarlet Lady, where people were really willing to just stop what they're doing and take the time to talk to you about what they're eating, what they're doing, what they're smoking, like cigars, mind you. But that's all we did for the next couple hours, and I had a blast, and I will never forget those conversations. So shout out to all of you who talked to me. That's oh my God, you just heard it in my voice. That's how I basically lost my voice, because I was just talking too much. I was just having too much fun. So we did take a break from the people. Jay and I, aka Ship Life, Jay the Nomad, we played some basketball, and it was a pretty intense game, but at the end of the day, he did beat me. And then even after that, we weren't done. We played on a little seesaw, and I think I haven't been on a seesaw since I was like 5 or 6, and the fact that they created these adult version of kid nostalgic like toys really kind of creates that sense of innocence, just like how there was tubes in the water. Like if you saw an adult playing on these things in regular life, you'd be like, oh, why is that person being so weird? But because it's an adult only cruise, you know it's meant for you, which kind of allows you to let your guard down and just have more fun. If you know me or been subscribed to me for a while, you know I love to stop and stare at the beautiful ocean. I never take that for granted. Then it was time for dinner at the galley. I honestly love all of the food offerings they have on this ship. Can you guess it? We'll talk about it at the end of this video. Next up though, it was time for the weirdest entertainment on the Scarlet Lady untitled dance show party thingamabobber. It's wild, it's interesting, and it's something I've never experienced before. Right off the bat, they actually had crew members waiting to take your order for drinks, which was pretty awesome. And they have specifically designated areas where you can put your cans, your cups, once you're done with your drink during the show. This show was described to me as, I feel like I'm taking drugs, which is not too far off because the concepts of the actual show are very out there, talking about humans, social media, but it's very muddled with a bunch of abstract thinking and sometimes just random elements. I don't necessarily know what the full story is. At some points there was part of the shows that I were picking up, and then other times I was like, why is there a cat talking to me? But the dancers themselves brought so much energy, and I absolutely loved it. As a former dancer myself, the choreography was spot on. Some of the elements they decided to provide were very interesting, including the fact that the stage moves multiple times, and there's actual workers making sure that you stay out of the way so you don't get hit by the stage. Like there's points where dancers will run right by you, and I almost thought I was gonna get taken out by one. But because I guess it's an adult only cruise, they put two and two together and like, okay, these guys can handle themselves. If we tell them to move and there's a big stage coming, they're gonna move. that being said, the night was basically over. They did have the club open, which we went to, and we closed it down to the point that they actually turned on lights while we were still buying champagne. We didn't want the night to be over. There's something to be said about making cruise friends, right? It's long enough to get to know them, but not long enough to actually develop a real relationship. So that's why I always try to reach out and stay connected with the people I meet on the ship. It's sad. It's sad saying bye to your new friends. Anyway, I woke up super early in the morning because I had a flight back to Orlando, Florida. Had to say goodbye to Jay. And honestly, I just had so much fun that I booked another cruise literally 2 days later with Jay, aka Ship Life. So if you want to check out that series, make sure you subscribe. One video of that vlog series is already up. You can click the top right corner or link down below. But a majority of you have been waiting for this moment. Let's get into the nitty gritty and actually talk about my first time on Virgin Voyages, what I liked, what I didn't like, and if you guys should go on it for yourself. It's very simple. Virgin Voyages is an 18+ cruise line, aka adults only. This creates a different kind of environment than most other cruises. You're gonna hear more explicit words being said around the cruise ship. You're gonna see more mature entertainment. You're gonna hear more explicit music. Like when I heard a rap song come on the top pool deck and they were cursing, I looked around at first. I'm like, oh my gosh, did the DJ mess up? No, wait. It's adults. Adults are used to hearing curse words more often than not. It was the small things for me. Not seeing kids run around in the hallways, not having kids jump into the hot tub and start splashing around while you're trying to enjoy a drink, or seeing a group of 30 kids playing hide and go seek at 8 o'clock at night while you're getting ready to go to the club. I was like, wow, it does all add up, and you can feel it in the air. You can see other adults having more fun. You're getting away from kids, especially if you have a family. I'm sure every now and then it might be a nice breather to have some fun with the wife or the husband away from all of the family, right? I personally wouldn't know. I'm not a dad. Let's focus on specific categories, starting with food. I give the whole experience a 9 out of 10, specifically because they have really, really amazing restaurants with amazing food and amazing drinks, and it doesn't cost any extra. Even on Disney cruise lines, there's certain restaurants that you have to pay an upcharge for, but every single food establishment on this ship came with the price of purchase, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, there is the treat yourself option on the menu where you can get an upcharge of $40 to $60 for specific items, mainly seafood. But I never felt the need to do the treat yourself option because the food that they presented us was delicious. Personally, one of my favorite restaurants was Pink Agave. I loved their corn. If you watch my future vlogs, you'll see me freak out when I get to have it again. They had amazing steak, and yeah, man, like even a place called Gumbe, which I eat in a future vlog, they give you amazing Korean barbecue with unlimited food, basically. Like you can order as much as you want at these borderline 4 or 5 star restaurants. So you're gonna love the food. It's up there. It definitely beats Royal in my opinion. It beats Carnival for sure. And it's right there with Disney. Did you hear my voice? Right there. But seriously, like, delicious food. You're gonna love it if you're a foodie. Next up is the actual ship and the rooms. I loved my room. It is the most comfortable room I've ever slept in, and I was splitting it with Jay. They do this really cool thing where instead of having split beds side by side, they do like an L formation, which actually gives the room more breathing room. It feels larger. The most technologically advanced room I've ever stayed in. You literally have an iPad which controls the lighting, the music, the TV, even the curtains that open and close. The fact that I can walk into my room around 2 o'clock in the afternoon and the curtains will open for me automatically and let this beautiful sun come in when we're having our day at sea, nothing beats that. And we have a hammock. That thing is comfortable. No one realizes how awesome a hammock is on a sea terrace overlooking the ocean until you're sitting in it, sipping on a Mai Tai or hungover drinking water. Either way, it hits differently. I recommend everyone get a sea terrace. Compared to other ships, this one's on the smaller side, but they definitely use their space well. You either got the arcade room, an ice cream parlor, a pizza place, another bar, a karaoke station. There's something happening in every room. They have a tattoo parlor, casino, you name it. I actually really enjoyed the size because I felt like I was able to get to everything pretty easily, but at the same time there was a lot to do, and I never felt bored of the ship even when I went on for a second time. The top deck, awesome. I mean, you got a gym, got a basketball court, a play park for adults, bars. The only issue is the pool. It's a letdown. It's very small, and on sea days every single person wants to party, and it's a good vibe, but it's a small pool, a lot of people, not too much space. Seems that it's meant more for just twerking and dancing and showing what you got. I did get comments though that the water looked a little murky at times. I personally never got to see what the pool looked like without people in it. I never took the time, but it definitely did make some people uncomfortable. Personally, I didn't care. I went to the pool multiple times. I'm fine. I even went underwater. There's a bunch of hot tubs, which I like, that stay open pretty late. But yeah, the pool, I wish it was bigger. We all wish the pool was bigger. That's the biggest letdown on this ship, in my opinion. For the sake of time and transparency, if you want to see all of my nitty-gritty details and opinions, go watch my vlogs and continue watching my vlogs when I go on the next ship, the Valiant Lady. But last but not least, the entertainment. This, I feel like, is the biggest seller or the biggest deterrent, depending on who you are as a person. Virgin Voyages has mature entertainment, but I think you can take that one step forward and say it's unhinged. I'm talking, you got girls twerking on each other, you got drag queens, you have men fully stripping and grinding on other men in the crowds, which is hilarious, and personally I love that, but I definitely know people who are older than me who might not enjoy that, and I feel like that's a very important difference you need to make, because there is mature entertainment on other cruise ships where you have a comedian who makes some raunchy jokes or curses, but you're getting everything in this. You're getting anything that they can do, they will do. At some point, Virgin Voyages actually had a sex show which involved guests, and I guess that was too much for other people to handle and they got rid of it. I would have loved that. You get what I'm putting down, right? At the end of the day, you might not enjoy that kind of entertainment. It's mature, but it's unhinged. I mean, Scarlet Night, you get the opportunity to jump in the pool, and I know 90% of the people with me got into the pool, but there might be that adult that's actually wearing a nice scarlet suit and it's like, I don't want to get my suit dirty, I don't want to get my shoes or my socks wet. It's definitely something that might take some people off guard with, but if you embrace it and just have fun, I'm telling you, you're gonna absolutely freaking love it. Personally, I think Virgin Voyages does a great job at planning the events. Most of the things that you can't miss happen at nighttime. They're expecting people to party. They're expecting people to be hungover. So during the day, there's more smaller events like wine tastings, beer tastings, scavenger hunts, trivia. They even at some point brought the Switch down into the arcade, and I saw 4 grown adults playing Mario Party, and that just made my heart so full. All bets are off the table though when it hits nighttime. You have amazing live performances, a casino that's open up all night, and entertainment. I mean, in the Red Room specifically, there's a ton of different shows that happen in there, and the room actually changes depending on what you're watching. When we saw that dance show earlier in the vlog, they basically just opened the floor, but the night before there was a game show, and you get the typical you got the seats and the stage, and then there was a carnival one night, and you got seats on one side, seats on another side, the stage right down the middle, which kind of includes more people. I was watching from the top. It's truly amazing. And if you're not tired after seeing all this amazing stuff, they have a pajama party on the first night and then a club every other night. And let me tell you, we had fun in that club. It stays open as long as people are in it. We really close that place out every night. Shout out to everybody who was in there with me dancing, having a good time. I miss it already. Long story short, entertainment is the best on Virgin Voyages when they have people participating. If no one went to the clubs, if no one clapped along during the shows, if no one danced on the pool deck, if no one sang with the Diva Queen at karaoke, it'd be lame. It'd be lame. And it's been amazing to see adults from all over the world come together and kind of just let their guard down and just have fun and go with the flow. Entertainment is a solid 9 out of 10. The ship, like 8.5 out of 10. For some, Virgin Voyages might push you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but that's not necessarily a bad thing in a world where we're so used to our day in and day out lives, right? I do wish that they kind of added a little variety when it comes to their ships. The Scarlet Lady and the Valiant, exact clone copies. You'll see what I'm talking about in the future. Let me know down below if this review slash vlog helped you out at all, if you enjoyed it. I had a blast on my cruise. If you are going on a cruise, comment down below. Maybe make some new friends early on. Regardless, every day is a blessed day to be alive. My name's Jojo, and I will see you in the next cruise vlog. And at some point, we'll get back to the theme parks. And I got a really, really big update for you guys for the month of May, so stay tuned. Bye, guys.